What a match, Barça fans. The Barcelona pulled off an epic 2-1 win over Girona, with Araujo scoring in the final minute to seal the victory and send the team back to the top of La Liga. In today's video, we're watching how the Spanish media reacted live to this incredible finish, and trust me, they went crazy. This video is originally from Goal TV, all credits go to them. We've added English dubbing so everyone can enjoy the reactions and feel the passion. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and comment below where you're watching from and what you thought of Barcelona's last-minute win. Let's go, Culers. Visca el Barça.
How are you? Good afternoon. Welcome to the final goal by goal at the Olympic Stadium. Luis Company's Barcelona Football Club 2, Girona 1. A match that could be summed up with Hansi Flick's best. The German coach, who had been sent off just a couple of minutes earlier with a second yellow card for protesting that referee Gil Manzano had only added 4 minutes, was sent off. And just like Johan Cruyff did in the 90s by putting Alexanko up front, he put Ronald Araujo as a center forward, and the Uruguayan gave him the 3 points. The victory goes to Barça in a match where I don't know if Girona deserved to win, but what is certain is that they didn't deserve to lose. Magnificent performance from Mikel's team, who had plenty of chances, I insist. I'm sure there are a lot of Girona fans watching us who believe that Girona, they did enough to win the match, and that's hard to argue with. What is certain is that they didn't deserve to lose it. In the next hour of the program, we will listen to the voices of the protagonists, and we will do an extensive analysis with Gerard Otek. How are you? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. The running Marta. Good afternoon. The hidden Eloy. Hello, afternoon. Andre Fontas. Afternoon. Now that the narrow victory of this makeshift Barça has been confirmed, 2-1 against Girona, here is the current standings. On match day 9, Barça is once again at the top of the table with 22 points, one more than Real Madrid, who tomorrow have to visit the Coliseum to play Getafe. Against Getafe. Tomorrow at 9, Getafe versus Real Madrid. Out at Barça's victory.
Look, I'm one of those who thinks that Girona deserved to win, as you mentioned at the beginning. It's also true that if you don't finish Barça off and you let them stay alive on many occasions, we were talking about this with Eloy. I remember one from Porto by Brian Gill, especially in the first half. In the first half, for me, if Girona had gone into halftime with a 2-4 or 2-3 score, no one could have said anything. So if you let the big team stay alive, what happens is what happens. Then the decisiveness, the belief, the energy, the home field, especially at home, pushes you on. And Araujo's faith in the final stretch with this maneuver, playing as a forward for the last, if I'm not mistaken, 10 minutes, eh? Yes. It hasn't been 5 minutes, it's been really good. No.
10 more added it.
I mean, he's out and he's already in the scoring zone. Barça...
He ended up playing with the 4 center-backs he has from the first team, plus the 2 full-backs. It is true that Araujo has played as a striker.
Yes. And we have to value everything a little bit. For me in Girona, I say I couldn't afford to lose. For me, I found Barça vulnerable, especially in the first half, once again with the way they read the offside line. For me, if the passer isn't put under a bit more pressure, it's very difficult for either Eric or Kovarty, whoever plays, it doesn't matter. You could have the best center-back in the world out there, they'll still get caught because there were times when Girona's players could make passes easily. But then there was that moment of decisiveness, the quality of Pedri in the goal, who for me was one of the best players in the first half, one of the ones who understood it best. A brave Girona because they played with wingers, with 4 very offensive players, so they didn't manage to win a match where, honestly, there were stretches where they had the chance to win it. The second half was more about Barça. We'll look at the chances later because they created a lot more than Girona. A Girona that was more tired and sat back more, with a Fermin who shook things up a bit, but with Barça's belief. I didn't like Barça's play today. It doesn't give me good feelings either for Tuesday or for Sunday. That's the reality. Physical issues, defensive structure issues, whatever it may be, whatever it is. It just didn't give me a good feeling. It was
a great football spectacle. The 2-1 is a very short result. The match could have ended, for example, 5-5. 5-4, say the Barça fans. Surely the Girona fans, some will say 4-6, because there were so many chances with shots hitting the post at both ends, with great saves from Gazzaniga. And from Szczęsny, it was a great spectacle, above all because both teams wanted to win.
Yes, and I really liked Girona. I liked them because of where they were coming from, and the Girona I saw today was a brave, daring team. And if it hadn't been for Szczęsny and for the fact that they themselves missed some very clear chances, especially in the first half, they would have gone into halftime 2 or 3 goals ahead of Barça. Beyond that, in the second half, Barça They managed to react a bit, and with Fermin coming on, I think the team gained some courage, but we have problems with transitions when we lose the ball and have to run back. The defensive line being so far forward, as we've discussed many times, really suffers. And it's true that today I saw a bit more intensity in the pressing compared to previous games, but when the player with the ball at his feet is very free, that's a problem. Thank you. Barça still has this problem where they allow shots, let opponents run, and especially those runs from the second line of opposing players, they need to track the runner. There are Barça players who don't follow through on this defensive responsibility. Barça was saved in this match. For me, Girona deserved much more given the context of the game, and it's true that I don't like it either. I agree with Gerard, this isn't a Barça that I liked, it's a Barça that leaves me with a lot of doubts. It's also true that there are a lot of absences, and that really affects the match. Girona too, right? Yes, that's the case here at Navalo. It really affects the match, but Girona had absences too. Now, to end up with Araujo as centre forward, scoring a goal in Lewandowski's style, no one would have ever told us that, and it just happened. Resources, but I don't think they're the best we could have.
Eloy, how fun football is. How cruel it's been today for Girona fans.
Yes, first of all, I say that it has been a very fun derby, very exciting, but for Girona, for the people of Girona, it is a very tough defeat, and I also consider, like Gerard, totally unfair. I believe I would even say that Girona deserved to win today. The Girona, I've seen a team like I hadn't seen in months. At times, it reminded me of the Girona from 2 seasons ago because of the way they played, the fluidity, the attraction, with only one difference from 2 years ago, the effectiveness at each goal. 2 years ago, you had players who were decisive, who were in a perfect moment of confidence, and now maybe that's not the case. But I truly believe that the people of Girona should be proud of Canvas today, and that they have enough reasons to trust this team, to support it, because playing like this, salvation should not be a complication. Andrew?
Totally agree. Very cruel defeat for Girona. I think this is one of those matches where the coach and the environment have to make an effort to take away positive things. You can't leave with the feeling that you've lost. I think you've played a match that is truly, truly commendable. You made a very brave approach. We talked about whether the midfielders would be very alone, about having many attacking players. It's true that they closed down and dropped back very, very well. They made Barca's offensive circulation extremely difficult, and then had a very clear idea to break out with Joel, with Brian Gill, with Porto, who also put in a huge effort, with Anat, who had some very clear chances. Barca had problems today, perhaps more than just a lack of pressing, because I do think they've improved. There was more intensity when it came to pressing. I think some of Pedri's runs with turnovers left the defense very, very exposed, making it too easy for those balls in behind, with second-line players coming in at high speed and practically ending up with very clear chances which could have resulted in a much worse scoreline in the first half and would have made it very difficult for Barca to get the points in the end. So with 2 different halves, I think Barca improved in the second, corrected those mistakes much more, but still didn't play well. The introduction of Fermin
Helped.
Fermin always shakes things up. He brought energy and shots. He tried things, but above all, Barca is also very alone, and Eric Garcia, for me, played another great match, extremely alert in his marking, not allowing any second chances, and in the end, well, with an unexpected protagonist, Araujo, coming on for Lewandowski, and Barca takes a match that, in my opinion, they didn't deserve to win either. We'll continue with the analysis in just a moment. Time to head over to Montjuic, where we'll be able to hear from the first key players. One from each side.
Good afternoon. Well, yes, I think sometimes you have to win matches like this too. Well, it was a very tough match. I think we also missed a lot of chances. Me, especially in the first half too. It was a good match, and well, we fought until the end, and in the end we scored a goal.
With the substitutions, you brought in what you had, right? Because of the absences. I don't know if you feel like you lost a bit of control in midfield and went more directly towards goal, that you couldn't score until the last minute, but you kept trying constantly.
Yes, well, we kept trying until the end. Yes, it's true that we also have a lot of injuries, many important players who have just come back now and others who are still out. And nothing, I think. The second half was a little more chaotic, but I think we deserved the victory too, and we got it. How are you after the injury? Just come in and we've already seen you hitting her hard. That is good, right? A little tired, but fine. The truth, that good feelings are now to continue picking rhythm. Thank you, Fermin. Thank you.
A very, very bad feeling. When you concede a goal like that right at the very end of the game, it's really, truly tough to accept. But we have to keep the feeling that for the entire 90-something minutes, we played a truly great match. The crucial thing is, against a truly great team like this, when you genuinely have the golden chance to decisively kill the game, we certainly had many such opportunities in the first half, perhaps 4 or even 5 absolutely clear-cut ones. And at that critical point, we really needed to score more crucial goals and definitively finish the game off completely. Because in the end, what just happened can happen.
I don't know if you can take anything positive from this, because what Girona has done is very difficult. You go down 0-1. When Barça was attacking the most, you manage to equalize and then you keep going. No.
The positive thing is that conceding a goal like that is very tough mentally, but we absolutely have to hold on to that crucial first half where we had played so well and demonstrated our capabilities. Ball to play with, because every single time you effectively break out of Barcelona's intense press, after just 1 or 2 quick passes, there is always ample space available behind them. We did very well in the first half and also in the second. So the truly exceptional way the entire team played was absolutely spectacular, and we really have to hold on to that impressive performance for the very next crucial home game.
I don't know if you can tell me to finish, Axel. How did you do it? How was that goal? Because normally, when someone jumps like that, they don't control it, right? You could hit it with your shin, you could hit it, but you struck it perfectly.
Well, yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but yes, I've scored a goal like that before at my previous club, and I don't know. When I saw Arnaldo go for the header, I thought I'll stay around here, and if it comes my way, I'll try, you know. Well, thank God I was alert, but it's a shame we couldn't get a point today. Thank you, Axel. You're welcome.
A stunning goal from Girona's player De Witsel, an almost perfect bicycle kick. It's true that when he was a Dortmund player, he scored with a scissor kick, also a goal that's somewhat similar. We'll continue listening to more key players in a moment, but first it's your turn to take part in this great football spectacle we've witnessed. Today you'll choose the best Barca player and also the best Girona player. Let's start with the home team, let's start with Barca, and you'll do it based on the suggestions from our players. Out it!
Well, look, I'm going with Pedri.
What are you saying?
I'm going with Pedri, just to change things up a bit. Yes, because besides the goal, which is a beautiful shot into the net, he gives you so much more. It's a great goal. Did it
remind you of anyone?
He strolls around, or maybe not Messi, because he used to play in that area and made those kinds of passes into the net.
From right to left, pip, 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 walking, until he finds the gap and then he doesn't shoot. No.
He makes a pass out of Gazzaniga's reach. Besides the goal, I really like how he does those oriented controls with his legs. With his skillful foot, he just turns directly. This is a technical move that's very difficult with all the traffic there is, and he does it constantly. He's the one carrying the weight of the match, unfortunately, with all the wear and tear he's taken. They've had to change the
player at the hour mark with the score tied at 1.
They had to make the change because obviously you want him on Tuesday and you want him on Sunday, and at some point he'll have to rest. I think it was a good decision, but it's a shame for the fans not to see him anymore.
Marta.
It was really hard for me today, and I'm going with Szczesny. It's a bit of a gamble. Strange, but it worked. It's
a sign of the great match Girona played.
Yes, and also of how Barca played, of everything overall. But with the score at 1-1, if I remember correctly, he stops one from Porto, which then hits the post, and he called for it, which was very clear because it was a really strong hand. The shot was very powerful, and he kind of saved Barca in those situations. So for me, he was a bit of a bright spot to see in this match.
Eloy, which Barca player would you highlight? I would go with Fermin, because his entrance, not just today but often, shakes things up a bit for Barca, gives them a jolt. He had 3 or 4 chances with shots, the courage not to hesitate, and I think he re-energized the team at a time when they were struggling. Just as throughout the whole match, Barca wasn't fluid, but I would choose him for what he brought off the bench.
In what we had called a footballer all our lives in journalism, revolutionary, and that Aute has recently dubbed an impact player, this was Fermin today. Andrew!
I'll stay with Eric.
Look, I thought I should say it now today.
Well, he scored the goal too late. Too
late.
I couldn't pick him anymore. No, Eric played today on the left side. We saw Kovacic again on the right. I think Kovacic was better too. We saw some really good runs from him again and some very, very good through passes. But that's thanks to Eric. He has completed the poker of positions on the defensive line, playing as a central defender, something he had not done before, and making a great game for me again. A blessing from God for...
To a coach, huh?
My mother, Andrew.
He has already finished pivoting.
No, already. Yes. I was going to say that in the end, he still plays another 15 minutes. And I told Marta he'll even score a goal. I said he'll score because he's going up to finish. He was very close to scoring. He's a player who gives you so much. He puts in a lot of effort, works so hard for the team. I remember a really quick recovery at the back. He got there just in time to bother Porto, I think it was, who missed the chance. If he hadn't managed to get a touch on it with his shoulder, it probably would have ended in a goal with his shoulder, from Girona. And I want to highlight Eric. I
want to highlight Eric. Fantastic. So from this moment on, it will be you who choose the best Barca player in this victory against Girona. Through the X network at eSport 3, you can now start voting for Pedri, Fermin, Eric, or Szczęsny. And today you'll also take part in choosing who was the best Girona player in the defeat, but in a great match from Michel's team. Outed.
Well, look, I'll go with Gazzaniga. I'm not usually one for goalkeepers, but I think it's only logical to give it to him because I remember a very clear chance from Fermin, one from Lamine, and one from De Jong. So I think Gazzaniga has also played his part. And I'm going with him because he deserved it.
Isn't it funny, huh? Both goalkeepers, huh?
Goalkeepers.
A sign that we're talking about an attacking match. Both teams wanted to end the posts, huh? Shots off the post at both ends. We have Gazzaniga, Marta.
I'm going to give credit to our center backs, and I'm choosing Vitor Reis. Good match. Yes, good build up from the back. Maybe his best.
Since he arrived at Girona, huh?
Yes, probably. But he was very solid. Good build up both with and without the ball. Very brave defending forward. In fact, one of those forward defenses led to the recovery and the assist for Girona's goal, which was very good. In the first half, he managed to contain Tony's runs and Rashford's breakthroughs a bit. And in the second half, he was also very alert. For me, he's one of Girona's players of the match.
Eloy, I'll go with Witsel for the goal, for the beauty of the goal. You don't see many like that. It's sure to be one of the goals of the season, but also because of the importance of the moment. Barca had just scored against you. The minute, I don't know when it was, the Dora, Barca scored in the 12th. Usually, sometimes this happened to Barca, right? That they struggled to get the first goal, but then a storm follows, right? So the timing, I think, was key for the reaction. After the equalizer, Girona really grew, started to flow, started to take center stage, and that's when those really clear chances came. One-on-ones with Szczęsny, I remember, 3-4, right? Really taking advantage. Michel's remarkable courage, which I truly believe deserves significant recognition, the starting 11 players he confidently put out, and his unwavering stance, effectively using his strengths and bravely facing Szczęsny completely one-on-one.
Andreu, you close it out.
For me, it's Joel Roca. I think he played a really good match. He showed why he had been a starter in every game before leaving for the Under-20 World Cup. And for me, an outstanding performance on Girona's left wing with hard work, sacrifice, helping defend against Min, who they didn't let do much of anything, really supporting Alex Moreno in that area. And then offensively, he was also very dangerous, incredibly fast. He played some really good through balls, and he also had a very clear chance that he set up. Everyone thought he might shoot, but he laid it off with a lot of quality. I also can't remember who it was that ended up taking the shot, but it was a really clear chance for Girona. And he also tried shots from distance. I think he played a really good match.
Well, from now on, it's your turn too.
What a night for Barcelona. Once again, this team showed heart, fight, and never gave up until the very end. Pedri opened the scoring, and Araujo became the hero with that unforgettable last-minute goal, a moment every Barca fan will remember. Huge credit to Goal TV for the original broadcast. We just bring you the best reactions, translated and dubbed, so fans around the world can experience the emotion. Let us know in the comments, where are you watching from, and how did you feel about that dramatic finish. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell, and smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, Colors. Visca el Barça, and see you in the next one.